Welcome to the Hidden Homestead. My name is David, and today we're going to go over my everyday carry, the Glock 48. All right, guys, thanks for joining me today as we run through my week 6 assignment for Sonoran Dessert Institute. We're going to run through my Glock 48. Now, I think this assignment is mainly just to see my confidence and my competence when handling a firearm. So before we get into that though, I do want to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is thehiddenhomesteadstore.com. At thehiddenhomesteadstore.com, we got t-shirts, hats, merch, things that we make in the workshop, and we've got beard oil. If any of that stuff tickles your fancy, especially the beard oil, if you're a bearded bastard like me, go check it out at thehiddenhomesteadstore.com. And if you use discount code HH10, you'll receive 10% off, almost said $10, 10% off of your purchase. Go check it out. Thank you, thehiddenhomesteadstore.com, for sponsoring today's video. All right, with that out of the way, full disclaimer, this is my Sonoran Dessert Institute assignment for this week. We're just gonna go through a basic field strip. I'm going to talk about the basic or main components of the firearm, reassemble it, do a function check, and then do a little bit of discussion afterwards. So let's get into it. So for today's assignment, I'm going to be using my Glock 48 MOS, and like all Glocks, this is a striker fired locked breech semi-auto pistol. We're going to do a quick field strip and then just talk about the major components and then reassemble. Before we do that, the first thing we obviously got to do is make sure that the firearm is safe and clear. As you can see, there's no magazine inserted. We want to lock the slide back and visually and physically inspect the chamber to make sure there are no rounds inside of there. It is empty. We're good to go. Send the slide forward and point the firearm in a safe direction and pull the trigger. At this point, we're ready to break this Glock down. So for all Glocks, they pretty much break down the same way. ATF agents should know that, but they don't. So you're going to pull the slide back about an eighth to a quarter of an inch. And then there are takedown tabs on either side of a Glock, and you're just going to pull those down and then slide the slide forward. And take it away from the frame itself. Now inside the frame, we've got the trigger control assembly, which is your trigger bar, all that fun stuff. And when you take the slide off, you have the recoil spring and guide rod, and then the barrel itself. Now these are the four major components, but inside, machined and housed inside of the slide is your firing pin, your fire pin spring, your extractor, all that cool stuff. To put this firearm back together, we're just going to reverse the operation. Take your slide and your barrel, put it in. The recoil spring has a rubber buffer on the front, and of course that will go towards the front of the firearm. And your barrel has a little notch machined into it where the guide rod will slide and sit down into. Once that's in place, right in front of the lock block on the frame, you have these little tabs. I can't remember the exact name for them, but you take those tabs and that's what lines your slide up to the frame. Now, this firearm is back together, but we want to do a function check before it's ready to go. So, same as before, still want to point the firearm in a safe direction and pull the trigger. Once we pull the trigger, rack the slide and slowly release the trigger, waiting for that reset. I don't know if the microphone picked that up, but we'll do it one more time. Pull the trigger, rack the slide, and wait for that reset. This firearm is now ready to go, and it is functional. Nothing about that for me personally was difficult or intimidating. I've had this firearm for a little over 2 years, and I've probably only put 7,500 rounds through it. But because of that, and because I carry it every single day, I am pretty familiar and comfortable with this firearm, so it wasn't intimidating. That being said, if this was a customer's firearm, I wouldn't say that it would be intimidating or difficult, but I would take better care of it. And what I mean by that is, For me personally, this is my tool. It is dinged up, it is scratched, it is scuffed, and I don't care as long as it operates properly. It's a Glock, it's probably going to operate properly no matter how it looks. I didn't buy this to be pretty, I bought it to be functional. A customer's firearm, on the other hand, as a gunsmith, you want to return the firearm in better condition that you received it in. And that's what I mean by taking a little bit better care of a customer's firearm. I just would want to be careful not to drop it or scuff it or scrape it or scratch it. That way they got their firearm back in better condition that they gave it to me in. All right, hopefully you liked that video. Hopefully you got something out of it. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment below, and I'm usually pretty good at getting back at most of the comments. I try to anyway. I try to engage all the viewers and all the commenters. So yeah, leave me a comment if you got any questions. Hopefully you liked the video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. If you didn't, go ahead and hit that thumbs down button and leave me a comment in below and tell me why I'm so dumb. We're on Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, all those cool things. To my Patreons, I love you guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I think that's all I got for you guys. So until next time, peace out. Take care. For this assignment today, now all Glocks break down pretty much the same way. ATF agents should know that.